welcome to Das German Kritic. Weil hey, außer mir macht's ja keiner. And today, we're going to take a look at the first movie in the Calamities and Catastrophes series. Rats. I mean, seriously, what's there not to hate about these fuckers? They were responsible for the Black Death, and now they're responsible for this lame excuse of a disaster film. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. They're responsible for two. This thing actually has a sequel. But why should I be angry when I should be rather joyous? After all, we have another thing to celebrate here on Das German Kritic. Today's film is part of the so-called Made by ProSieben collection. Since 1999, the German TV channel ProSieben produced a slew of made-for-TV movies that all differ significantly in genre and quality. Some, like Das Experiment, The Experiment, or Experiment Bootcamp, are solid pieces of work I think everyone should see at least once, while others like Das Blut der Templer, The Blood of the Knights Templar, are more in the okay category, while others, I'm just gonna be polite and hope that the actors in it went on to do better things. So, with that said, time to get out that pack of rat poison you've been keeping in your cellar, because this is Ratten. Sie werden dich kriegen. Rats, they will get you. Or just rats, according to some sources anyway. We open the movie with some narration by our main character, Frank, played by Ralph Herforth.
72 Stunden, 3 Tage. In 3 Tagen kann alles passieren. Sie können ihren Job verlieren, ihre Freunde, ihr Leben. Und eine Stadt kann beinahe untergehen. In 3 Tagen. Ich war Pilot beim Sonderkommando Brandschutz Frankfurt am Main. Wir sind die Jungs, die gerufen werden, wenn alles andere versagt. An diesem Morgen kreisten mein Kollege und ich routinemäßig über der Stadt. Es hatte seit über 2 Monaten nicht mehr geregnet. Und wir mussten jeden Moment damit rechnen, dass eine achtlos weggeworfene Zigarette die Katastrophe auslösen würde. Niemand von uns ahnte, dass ausgerechnet auf einem verlassenen Fabrikgelände etwas seinen Anfang nahm, das kurze Zeit später unsere ganze Stadt bedrohen sollte. Es war der heißeste Sommer seit 150 Jahren und die Müllabfuhr streikte. Die meisten waren vor der Hitze und dem Gestank in den Urlaub geflogen. Und die, die noch da waren, würden sich bald wünschen, ganz woanders zu sein.
After the narration, we see him trying to help a little girl and her friend get their dog out of a canal. However, the operation goes horribly wrong, and while fumbling around with some wiring, he accidentally causes a blackout at the Frankfurt stock market. Getting off to a great start with our protagonist here, aren't we? This, of course, doesn't sit well with Cunty McMayer, played by Karin Neuhäuser, who then tells our hero that he's been sent to animal control as a sort of punishment for sucking so hard.
Verstehe ich das richtig? Sie feuern mich? Wie kommen Sie denn darauf? Nur wer gut ist, darf gehen. Der Rest bleibt. Bis zum Schluss. Entschuldigen Sie, ich rede mit Ihnen. Sie haben die längste Zeit Chaos verbreitet, Dabrock. Ich kenne Sie. Ach ja? Sie gehen gern mal da runter, wo Sie nicht dürfen. Nicht? Genau. Ich denke nur, gegen ein Menschenleben rechnet sich die Aktion mittelfristig, oder? Wissen Sie was? Wir sorgen jetzt mal für ein wenig Bodenhaftung. Sie melden sich morgen hier.
And yes, I know the character probably has a name, but let's be totally honest here. Neuhäuser is playing the obviously oblivious authority figure that only acts when it's too late. You know, the kind of character that exists in pretty much every disaster movie. We then meet Katrin, our hot chick for the evening, played by Ann-Kathrin Boots, and Dr. Ex Machina, played by Frank Röth. The two then discuss kids and career when an unusually high number of people get delivered into the emergency room. Which I'm pretty sure means nothing. I'm pretty sure it's just the usual seasonal flu. Meanwhile, on his houseboat, Frank discovers that someone's broken into his house, so to speak. He finds the furry intruder and... Okay, that is friggin' hilarious. Let's see that again. Congratulations! You just won the Golden Cockroach for bravery in the face of unprecedented danger. You, sir, are the bravest person in the history of animal control, and for that, we salute you. Now, having a rat in your toilet is one thing, but it's a whole other matter when these fuckers start going into the inner city. Quickly after the epic rat shooting, Hot Chick sees the fuckers scurry through the hospital, only to find that rats have infested the blood bank. Wait, do rats actually drink blood? Like, for actual sustenance? I think I'm gonna have to go check on this one. No, in fact they don't. Fuck you, movie. Frank finally meets with the city's animal control team. The team consists of Stufs Huppert, Dinter, Bennert, and Hansa, played by Christian Kamann, Helmut Lorin, Christoph Hagen Dittmann, and Miroslav Taborski, respectively. They have their first assignment at the hospital, where we find out that Hot Chick and Frank apparently know each other. Maybe, I don't know, it's really not that well established actually. Or maybe I'm wrong, cause Frank then actually invites Hot Chick to a date. Yet, while on their date, Frank gets a call to another assignment. Also, their food seems to take longer than usual, and while leaving the restaurant, Frank has a look inside the kitchen and finds out why. Meanwhile, Cunty McMayer visits Dinter and tells him just how bad things have gotten.
Bei diesem Busunglück geht man im Moment davon aus, dass Ratten die Bremsleitung durchgebissen haben. Aber das ist noch nicht alles. Heute Nacht musste das Gesundheitsamt einen Großmarkt schließen. Ratten. Überall.
And is she gonna eventually do something about that? Like, maybe immediately? We're watching a mediocre disaster movie. What do you think? So Frank's assignment is in the city sewers, and while looking for the rats' hideout, Dinter talks about rats having a collective conscience.
Sowas schon mal gemacht worden? Säuberung? Klar. 1672. Das war die letzte große Rattenvernichtung in Frankfurt. Haben sie richtig aufgeräumt, die Tunnels geflutet und was noch übrig war, abgefackelt. Denen sind nur wenige entwischt. Und wieso machen wir das nicht so wie die damals? Die Sache hat einen Haken. Wenn eine Ratte einen Fehler macht und dabei drauf geht, machen die anderen den Fehler nie wieder. Wird von einer Generation zur nächsten weitergegeben. Sowas nennt sich kollektives Gedächtnis. Kollektives Gedächtnis? Ja, die haben die Sache von 1672 nie vergessen. Das steckt in denen drin. Seit über 300 Jahren.
They attack the rats with flamethrowers. However, their raid doesn't have the desired effect, as the rats then move on to the opera house, where Cunty McMayer is holding some sort of conference. Disney, please, please, please tell me you did not get the idea for Ratatouille from this movie. But at least this scene has one good thing to it. Cunty McMayer gets bit, as does Hot Chick's daughter, Anna, played by Lida Vzlakova, who's sleeping in her bed. And things don't get better in the sewers when Frank and the others get confronted by a whole army of rats. Wait. I think I've seen that before. Somewhere. Sometime. Now, I don't know whether it's a deliberate homage or just plain fucking coincidence, but the scene in the sewers does look very much like the rat race from Bruno Mattei's Rats. Although the rats in this movie do actually look a bit more realistic. At least something this movie gets right. So their assignment goes more than wrong when first Bennett and then Dinter die in the process. But the city itself is in peril. After a hot chick did some tests on a victim, we find out that the situation is a bit more critical than just a seasonal flu.
Was ich Ihnen jetzt sage, darf den Raum nicht verlassen. Okay. Es gibt Anzeichen dafür, dass die Ratten eine seltene Form von Hirnhautentzündung übertragen. Mein Hausmeister ist gebissen worden und gestern Nachmittag gestorben.
Hot Chick says they need to find someone who's been infected for 24 hours so that they can create an anti-serum. And who would that be, I wonder? I'm just going to go ahead and say it's probably the babysitter. By now, the military is involved, and while holding a presentation, Dr. Ex Machina breaks down. So in the Animal Control's headquarters, Frank and the mayor's assistant, played by Yannick Rieke, find out just what makes the rats so aggressive.
Und gestern Abend wurde der Müll in der alten Oper weggeräumt. Genau das mögen die Viecher überhaupt nicht.
Frank confronts the military with this, but for some reason gets reminded of his past faults. He suggests luring the rats to one place and then killing them all, but the military objects. Wow! A military that doesn't listen to smart ideas and is impervious to any sort of criticism? Never seen that in a disaster movie before. So since the military won't listen, Frank reunites with the animal control team and together with the assistant, pile up a large heap of meat in order to lure the rats to one location. However...
Wieso fressen die das nicht? Das ist doch wie ein Paradies für die. Ich will mir hier doch gerade einen Schnitzel braten. Das würde ich nicht. Wieso, sind Sie Vegetarier? Nein, das Fleisch ist nicht ganz in Ordnung. Das ist leicht dioxinverseucht.
At least it's nice to see that Frank isn't the only one who fucks things up every now and then. Meanwhile, in the hospital, things are getting troublesome, and on top of that, Cunty McMayer dies. What? Oh, tragic. She died. Well, I don't feel any sympathy for this character. What am I talking about? Not even character. She was a stereotype, not a character. There's a difference. Also, Dr. Ex Machina, completely delirious from his meningitis, now wanders aimlessly through the streets of Frankfurt until Hot Chick finds him. In the Animal Control headquarters, we find out that the rat's lair is under Frankfurt's Grand Market and a new plan is hatched. In order to get the rats for good, the team decides to flood the sewers with flammable gas and then ignite a bomb to blow them up. And since Frank has already been bit, he volunteers to do the dangerous task. And take a wild guess what he finds while searching for the gas valve. No, seriously, take a friggin' guess. It's the dog. Remember? The dog from the beginning of the movie? The one he was trying to save and then lost his job over? So Frank finds the mentioned valve and breaks it, releasing the gas. He then sets the bomb, however it's timed to 4 minutes, so Frank has to get out there as quickly as he can. However, there's a problem. You see, he can't step on any of the rats or he'll suffer the same fate as Bennett and Dinter. So, Frank must very carefully make his way through the mass of rodents. This all comes to a grinding halt, however, when he reaches the stairs he came through, which is now filled with rats. So what's the master plan? Flush them out, of course. I'm dead serious. That's their plan. So since he can't get out the way he came, the rest of the team decide he should head to the nearest exit to the Main River. And does he make it out in time? Really? Do you really think he's not going to make it out in time? Have you been watching the same movie that I have? Of course he makes it out. As does the stupid dog. He's, in all seriousness, carried in a backpack on his back the entire time. Meanwhile in the hospital, Hot Chick manages to create the anti-serum from Dr. Ex Machina's blood, her daughter gets healed, and wouldn't you know it, it even starts raining again. So everything is good and well. Or is it? You know, they say that why create mediocrity when you can copy genius? But you also realize that genius and insanity are also very closely related. So this was Ratten, sie werden dich kriegen. Rats, they will get you. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, let's talk about the good stuff first. First off, the scenario itself is quite believable. I mean, we actually had several record summers by now, and in Chicago at one point, 500 people even died as a result of heat strokes. And the plot with the garbage disposal being on strike isn't that insane either, seeing how Naples is suffocating in mountains of waste because the mafia can't get their shit together. Or so I heard. Also, the scenes with Frank in the sewer in A Race Against Time are at least superficially exciting. But being what it is, we still have the typical stereotypes that films like this naturally breed. We have the stereotypical authority figures who won't listen, the military that just wants to nuke everything and be done with it, the stupid Deus Ex Machina characters, and, oh yeah, this thing has a sequel! So this was Das German Kritic, and in the next episode,